We're also following this. Ukraine's surprise drone strikes on air bases deep inside Russia over the weekend raised the specter of whether a similar kind of attack could happen here in the United States. The White House just responded to those concerns.
The president has a full understanding, I can tell you, because I've spoken to him about it, about the future of warfare and how drones are a big part of that. And I will not get ahead of our policy team, but I think you can expect to see some executive action on that front in the very near future.
Meantime, Fox News Digital reports Ukraine's surprise attack shows it may take a major drone strike to change U.S. defense policy, according to experts. So let's bring in a drone expert. Brett Velicovich, national security analyst and Fox News contributor. Brett, I want to take you to this quote from Axios' reporting today. Ukraine's ability to project its military power across Russia with coordinated detonations thousands of miles apart revealed how easily the illusion of domestic security can be shattered. The bottom line, the Ukrainians are executing in real time what Pentagon war planners have only modeled on paper. I mean, it sounds pretty terrifying. What are the odds you think something like that could happen right here?
Well, they're exactly right. And the use of low-cost, lethal drone technology, Jillian, has very strong implications for the future of all warfare. Ukraine is really this blueprint of how we're going to fight future wars and how to defend ourselves. And this operation they conducted is a testament to that. We need to really start reflecting on the realities of modern warfare. And we need to understand that we're not ready. Some people still want to try and deny that these very small, handheld, first-person view drones that cost only a few $100s to build are not the future of warfare. But those people need to wake up. That's the wrong mentality, and it keeps us less prepared. In this case, they had, a few good sources, some cheap trucks, low-cost drones with munitions that destroyed over 40 strategic bombers worth billions, not millions, billions. And we spend, $10 billion on an aircraft carrier that takes a decade to build that now could be destroyed by a swarm of unmanned attack boats. And the Russians and the Ukrainians and now even the Chinese, they start to treat drones not like we treat them as just surveillance assets. They treat them like they're artillery rounds. This is ammunition, and ammunition needs to be produced in massive quantities. They collectively have their manufacturers producing millions of drones per year. And our government gets excited when a U.S. manufacturer can produce 100 drones per month. And so that's just got to change.
So if you were talking to President Trump and the defense secretary, what would you tell them to do? What steps can they take now?
Well, I think pay attention to how this operation just highlights how vulnerable we are. I talk a lot about this on the channel, and it's starting to get more concerning for me based on what I'm experiencing and seeing around the world firsthand. And it's sad because the U.S. government will likely only change its archaic laws here, which currently don't allow for the widespread use of counter-drone technology, electronic warfare systems in the U.S. until after we have a catastrophic attack on U.S. soil. And I'm asking our leaders, why do we have to wait for fellow Americans to get hurt before we do something? Because we're not prepared defensively for what the state of drone technology currently is globally. People have access to this lethal capability at low cost that were before only allotted to first world countries with massive budgets. And that's just not the case anymore. We don't really have a technology problem. We've got really smart engineers in America. What we have is a contracting problem. We have a federal government and Defense Department procurement problem. Our defense industrial base, it's broken. You've got these big prime contractors that don't get it. And right now, they're just not incentivized to adapt to this modern way of warfare because the money keeps rolling out to the same large defense contractors from the government. It's like the easy button for these contracting offices. And so we got to streamline that and give it, to these defense innovators, these companies who are really starting to understand these threats and can adapt to the way that modern warfare is today.
I mean, it's always about the money. You're right. Here's a question. In this particular instance, right, it was Ukraine's military launching these drones. They were cheap. The technology wasn't particularly amazing. Could non-state actors launch something remotely, even like this?
Absolutely. And look, the Ukraine operation was brilliant. It should be studied. But in reality, it wasn't a technological marvel. The difficulty was really in the logistics of it all, the spies who carried out the attack and not getting caught, but not so much from the technology itself. Being able to control a drone from thousands of kilometers away while sitting in the comfort of an office or your home, There's the ability to do that right now, especially with the invention of Starlink. It's not relatively difficult with somebody who knows what they're doing. And this is a case where they use even the Russians' own cellular networks to control these drones. And so we've got to pay attention to that and just how lethal this is, and realize that we're never going to fight another war without drone technology, without artificial intelligence playing some sort of critical role. And we just have outdated platforms and outdated systems here in place in America. If anything, the New Jersey drone sightings that we still have zero information on prove that. Prior administrations weren't paying enough attention to what was actually taking place around the world. And there are major innovations in lethal drone technology, and we are light years behind other countries right now.
All right. Well, Caroline Leavitt says the president is keyed into this issue. Let's hope that is the case, as well as the Pentagon. Brett, thanks for taking time with us.
Thanks, Jillian.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.